Pass the mic to Jim. Jim's gonna bully everybody! Woo!
Wolfpack! We got some Wolfpack in there! Well, we got seats for us, I guess.
I mean, you guys should sit on the floor, but...
Well, actually, you know what? We'll stand. First of all, I don't know if a lot of you guys are aware of this. You may be aware. There was a cease and desist that was submitted to block this screening tonight. So shout outs to the Alamo. Thank you for standing by. Filmmakers and art. And thank you, Marcy, Adam, Margot, Jezebel. Thank you for having us, the Anti-Corey Pod, be a part of this.
Yeah. Every episode.
Actually, yesterday, an article was released by Marcy Hume titled, "Why I'm Not Suing Corey Feldman for Defamation." It's a great article. You should look it up. You should read it. But, Marcy, can we change your mind? Can the people here tonight change your mind?
Well, I really thought that through. Thank you for asking. And thank you for bringing attention to my article. I thought that through very thoroughly because it was very difficult to see somebody say such horrible, egregious things about you in the press. I mean, I just couldn't believe. Such as that the footage was obtained through dishonest means. I mean, as a documentarian, it's just such a really messed up thing to read. And I think he just creates this world of truth that is not reality, and I couldn't believe that he was saying that publicly. I mean, I just thought that was so outrageous. But I just, as I talk through in the article, I think it's such a terrible precedent to sue a subject because you're trying to convince people to be open and be themselves when you're filming them, and it's just not something I wanted to do. But it has been really bizarre and rough to put out this movie for sure. It's been strange, but thanks for asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Obviously, you just watched a fantastic film. All these people were in that film. I'd like to lay a couple ground rules. First, I'd like to apologize. As everyone here knows, as you guys know, we are all recipients of dark money.
That's right.
It lines our pockets, it lines our bank accounts, but an important thing that we need to remember about is the wage gap. Obviously, Adam, Jim, myself, Jeff, far more dark money than these ladies. I think ladies deserve as much dark money as men. I need you guys to please just remember when you're trying to get that dark money, remember the ladies out there. They deserve just as much dark money as us. Dark money fellas. I know you guys get asked probably the same questions constantly, all the time. I want to know something that I can't imagine anyone's ever asked you guys before. We're going to start you just down the line. If you had to put a food in a blender, grind it up, into a fine paste, a juice, smear it on some toast, something. What do you think would work the best in that situation? What do you want? What you got a private chef? He goes, oh, yeah, the chef's Italian. Oh, I'll grind up anything for you. And you're like, why did I hire this guy? All he wants to do is grind things up. What would you have him grind up for you guys?
I feel like she nailed it with pizza. I don't really know.
I know, that's actually a good answer, right? Wait, what kind of toppings? Are you just going straight cheese?
Vegan pizza.
Ah, gross. Okay.
Right out. Oh yeah.
Margot, what are you grinding up to? I mean, obviously,
the whole Thanksgiving dinner.
It's unfair to ask you. Corey already shared his secret. That's why you look so much younger. He's got you on that diet.
I maintain my vitality.
Were he to not share those secrets, what would you grind up and eat?
I hold true to the Thanksgiving dinner, the whole thing in the blender.
Ooh, that's a good answer. Marcy,
everything blends in the plate anyway, so it's like, yeah, just get a little wine in there.
Oh, that's a good one. Marcy, what are you grinding up?
I knew this would be transcendent.
I told nothing but professionalism from her.
Absolutely, and I knew that would be the case. I thought she was great with watermelon. I think watermelon in a blender is great, so I'll stick with Courtney's ethos.
Boring, Adam.
How dare you?
Maybe she deserves the amount of dark money she's received.
Hey,
I can't
listen,
think of
we
a
haven't
good
established
answer,
that. Oh, sorry.
What are you grinding up, my boy?
I'm gonna put some ground up. I'll do some apple on some cinnamon toast.
Look how stressed he is.
Yeah, because it's a real answer.
Look, he gets very intense about these things.
Wait, that's a real answer? You do just grind up food, and that's
No,
all
I
you
would
eat?
if I had to.
If
Yeah.
you had, why are you so embarrassed? You seem so nervous.
We're serious about this blender.
Actually, that sounds really good. I second that.
All right, so everyone's changing to your answer, Adam. You're a trendsetter.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys.
Thanks,
Jeff.
Mike. Meant a
Oh
lot.
my God, Adam. Well, just remember, and everyone here too, if you ever get nervous, just kiss him if you got him.
That's it.
But serious question here, and it's a two-parter. For Marcy, first of all, I'm gonna ask, filming this hilarious movie on there, was there ever a moment where you caught yourself like wanting to laugh at something very serious Corey was saying?
All the time. I mean, I thought it was a very funny circumstance, and that's why now when people don't find it inherently funny, I don't understand those people. When people would say to me sometimes, I don't understand why you're making this movie, I don't understand what is funny about this, I just, those are not my people, and that's fine. But you know, it's the same thing as the world of mockumentaries or self-aware humor. I mean, that's just the world that I vibe with. So, but that's fine. We all have different senses of humor, and it was just a deeply, profoundly funny, interesting thing to me, and that was that.
Did you ever break? Did you ever laugh and have to?
I don't know. I don't remember. Did you ever see me laugh at something? Yeah. Oh no!
Go on, Margaret.
Really?
I don't remember specifically, but there were a couple times I think because you were exhausted. I think there was a couple times that he, you see it in like Nebraska, he trips on the kind of the green turf, and you just can't help but laugh at him. He's just like, "What are you doing, dude?" Like it's just that's him. That's what he does, you know. But there was a couple moments you were just like you'd smirk for sure.
I believe you.
It was amazing.
I will say, like, just from watching the raw footage, you never did break. But what was great was you had terrific comedic timing, I think, just to talk about the comedy stuff, with like swinging the camera to certain things, which made it almost feel like you can't believe that this wasn't scripted, which it wasn't. Like everything is so real, but it would just, things would just be captured so perfectly, and you would always get the coverage we would need.
So was that an editing one when you like went to Darcy playing the game during it, or was that like different shots that you guys took that same night?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, was showing Darcy at that moment was...
But were there two camera people, like one filming the show and one filming Darcy, or was all just you like at different points?
That was just me running downstairs, but I was so grateful we had that stuff because we were trying to go back and find more Darcy at one point.
Yeah, we needed to, so, because Darcy ends the film, and we needed to remind the audience every so often that Darcy was there, and that she was like, she's not in the band, and she's very like in the background, and they kind of like almost by design could like keep her like at, in the background. And there were versions of the film where we didn't have that in there, and people were confused as to like who that girl was at the end.
Oh, right.
And we were like, oh, that was his girlfriend, like she was on the tour. So we went back in to find all the footage that like Marcy did have of her, and like put her in there, and even give her like a lower third. Every so often you'd see her name pop up again to like remind you that they have this girlfriend.
Yeah.
Thank you for the thoughtful question. I have to say though, to be able to laugh at yourself though, I think is the greatest way to live life. So it really, I don't understand it when people can't zoom out and laugh at how absurd life is. So while smirking and laughing, I also think we just have to be able to do that about ourselves and how ridiculous everything is that we're doing. So just to put a final bow on that.
Wow, that's great. My second question is, do you guys have any questions? You guys in the audience, anyone? You.
So, first off, I just want to brag. I'm actually in that film.
Oh!
At the end, when Corey's blowing out the candles and they show the crowd, I was at that birthday party.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I have a lot of good videos, and actually Corey was contacting me on Instagram begging for the Billy Joel covers he did. But I didn't know I was a filth pig at the time, but he thanked me shortly after that for annoying him during the big reveal of his documentary. But I'll talk to you about that later.
I'm actually, I'd love to have him more than him because he made me learn New York State of Mind in a week.
Oh, I had. I'll connect.
I would love it. Let's talk. And then we had to play "Honesty" by William Joel, and that was great. That was way easier. I learned it way before we left for the tour. But like New York State of Mind, I mean, what a shit thing to do because that's an honor for any piano player to do, and then to throw it on me, and then I didn't have the right gear. I didn't have 81 keys, which you need. It's like a full 8-octave song, and he was just like the worst as usual. So.
Well, I'd be happy to help you relive that.
Yeah, hey, there we go.
But for a question, when now in hindsight and all this time has passed and you know more about the kind of person he is and you know more about Jim and them, who I know that you were avoiding intentionally to maintain, the integrity of the documentary or whatever reason
Thank
you. Knowing everything you know, if you were ever to do some sort of director's cut or something, would you include them in it? And if you were going to be in it, would you want to be in it, or do you like it better as a piece of media that's kind of separate from you?
Yes. Well, to be fair to Marcy, it is a particular time, so I think it does make sense if we're not in it. If you do a sequel, then yeah, your boy's got to be in it, right? Right, Marcy?
Oh, in it. Sorry, I didn't understand.
And would
that
you
question.
change anything else about them?
Oh, put them in. Sorry, I didn't understand that question. Oh, that would be great if you were in it. Yeah. Sorry, that's so sad. Yeah.
I made a documentary with a girlfriend, and it's all through Marilyn Manson. So I feel like if I was part of it, he would hate it. Because he'd be like, the Marilyn Manson people. So
We got it.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a.
We got it.
Well, yeah, if there's part two,
Short,
obviously they'd have to
through
be part of
Marilyn
it.
Manson, long story short, would love to work with you guys, but I feel like Corey would hate it even more.
Got it.
I know I'm excited to have this part.
I definitely don't regret the trajectory. I think it's been a beautiful time together. I mean, and we've talked about having you guys on the Blu-ray to do a commentary, and I think I think it's been a great trajectory.
Marcy, they're trying to clap. They're trying to clap for us, Marcy.
It has been a great friendship arc. No, I think it's been great. But yeah, it is actually, I'm sorry to say I hadn't thought about that. They weren't in the movie. It would have been great. Sorry.
We got any other questions? Hands up.
Marcy.
You shot your hand up first. You back there.
I was just curious what got you started on making a documentary about him, and you caught it right at the beginning of The Angels. So were you aware that was going to happen? Were you already was he on your radar as this person is a little crazy and I want to film this, or were you genuinely trying to create something else and it turned into this?
I definitely didn't know what it was going to turn into at all. I was just trying to follow him. I watched the Ascension Millennium video in my office and was transfixed and was like, oh my God. And it took me a long time Corey's Angels was happening, and it was more so kind of this 360 management company. So he was really trying to do that. So I just was trying to do whatever I could to follow this majestic situation that was happening. So tried to do this TV show, as everybody knows, and I failed to sell. And that was that. I don't know, I just was, like we were talking about with the absurdity of life, I just thought it was the most compelling, entertaining thing that I had seen. So I was just hell-bent on doing it, and I just, nothing could stop me from doing it, as you can tell, because I just persisted, where I think most people would have just been done and been like, well, didn't I get that footage? I just was like, we've got to get this out somehow. And eventually we did.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Before we take another question from the crowd, real quick, the lovely Jezebel, I do think everyone wants to know why the big black dick dildo.
Woo!
So it wasn't actually a real dildo. It was like a giant cup that was shaped like a big black dick. way too big to ever fit inside of.
Like you could drink out of it?
So there's and there's a big straw in the top of it. So what I was trying to say was suck my big black dick.
Nice.
Hey!
And
Over there.
do we have any other questions from the, I think.
Yes.
Well, you've been talking a lot. Hold on to you for a
I
second.
had a question from before.
You right here.
Oh, damn it.
Question about rehearsals as the MD. What was the MD like before you got there? And what were some examples of exchanges between you and Corey that weren't in the movie?
We need to be friends. No one's asked me that. There was no MD. That was my bargain chip. I really wanted to be on a tour and be an MD, a music director. And there was such a need, because after I talked to him, after I did the audition, I went back, I looked at his stupid, bizarre, ridiculous footage of being on the Today Show, and I'm like, these women have to go. I'm sorry. But they were just like, as a musician, and spending many hours, as you do, cultivating your technique and skill, you can call it who can play and who can't. And it was just like, they just weren't. I mean, I even watch it now and the chords are not the chords, and I'm like, oh my God, drives me crazy. So I said, you need a music director. I want to clean house. Brittany, of course, stayed. And of course, Courtney stayed because she was the DJ. But as you can see, it didn't last long. I mean, he would dismiss me repeatedly. Like, The Man in the Mirror is just a glimpse of the many times he would dismiss me. I'm like, you gotta go over this song. What are you talking about? You just added another song. This is craziness. And he would not spend the time to even learn the lyrics. He messed it up in that footage. And then it was just haywire all the time. It was the worst. I mean, I couldn't even listen to it on the first showing tonight. I'm like listening to it, like covering my ears. I'm like, I can't do this. So.
But it was cool that you persisted, because he's Corey Feldman. You don't want to, he's your boss kind of. And
Yeah,
yet
yeah.
You always stood up for musical quality.
I did, and I did fall for it. At the beginning, I thought he was going to do right by women. I thought he really wanted to bring a powerhouse women band together, and he was going to give me that kind of lead position to be able to choose the players, and we were going to be stronger together. And he ended up just, dismissing me, and that became more prevalent, and yeah, it's very discouraging.
Rick Lenise.
Marcy, I'm not going to ask how, because a good documentarian has to remain neutral and not get involved. So I'm not going to ask how, but what was the emotional toll on you to watch what Corey was doing to these ladies, the not showering, the diet stuff, and not drop the hammer on them yourself? Again, that's how a professional documentarian does it. But was there a toll on you having to sit back and watch that neutral?
I think the toll is more so now when I truly understand more about what was going on. I think at the time it was, Margot and I were talking about this tonight. I think it was, it's very easy to look back on the time and for everybody to frame it and go, this was happening. I think at the time there was a lot of processing in the moment and trying, everybody had different experiences, of course, but it was, Margot has spoken a lot about trying to get everybody on board to leave and all of these different things. I think it was very different in the moment, and for me certainly, because people weren't talking to me completely openly, very much so. I think because they were under NDAs, I think that's the main reason.
But look, I just have to sit there and listen to it and not say, yeah, he's a real dick on camera. You know what I mean? You had to take their story and not jump in and say and start being a Corey basher. You had to stay back and you do great.
Yeah, I think at the time that it's happening, you don't think of it as so black and white.
But the thing is,
We'll get her a chair for the next show.
Jeff's being tame.
I think relating to people,
I love Helsinki better though.
I think relating to people in the moment, I think you can relate to people with different perspectives. Where, when you're in situations where there are people that aren't agreeing and you can relate to different perspectives in the moment, and I don't know, there wasn't anything catastrophic happening when I was there. There wasn't anything that was an emergency where it was so it was, we have joked about this, I also didn't have a shower when, when Margot, I was filming Margot, talking about it, and she was the most vocal about it, obviously, and that's why she's in the movie.
That was after 2 days.
Yeah.
I just want to make that really known. That was after 2 days. It wasn't like, oh, this was day 2. It was after 2 days. And then we just, you guys just released a clip on the Instagram that shows that he acknowledged to me, to my face, before we left for that tour, that we would have showers. We would have those stops. And that was just, again, more compounded lies. And it was just, it was across the board. His own brother. He did it to his own brother, too. So it wasn't like, oh, it's just the angels and their scantily clad bullshit. It was like everybody on that bus didn't benefit from anything after a while. So I'm sorry if I interrupted.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. We'll let you ask that question. Give me a second.
Oh my God! Finally, and my question is.
Don't make me look like a fool.
Oh wait! Sorry, I'm gonna give my question to him. I got too many in already. So.
All right. You've been begging, and I was like, here you go. It's your turn. You're like, I'm giving it to someone else. All right. What do you got?
So, you guys did Fell Dog Summer.
Oh, this is for us.
I'm so sorry. But so, can we give like one to friend of the show and do Jason St. Patrick's Day?
Ooh.
Oh.
You want to be on the
He's been
show?
telling
Yeah.
me for fucking
That's a great
weeks.
idea.
We need a
I've
fourth
had
one.
this in my back pocket for like months.
All right. All right, you know what? I feel like that's easily worth considering. You know what? Since a joke question was asked, I will call attention. One,
Okay,
fantastic.
Can I do my real one?
In just a second.
Damn it. Okay, yeah,
I want to
I'm
call
a
some
martyr.
quick attention.
I'm a martyr. I get my question.
Adam, I'd like you to stand up really quick. I'd like to show everybody what's around your neck.
Oh, yeah.
22!
I would like everyone to know a proud oath taker standing right there. No, Jez, what is in your lap right there?
Let's go!
Second proud oath taker. I did not want that to be lost on you folks. It happened. It was beautiful. We all shed tears.
Hey, Marcy, what are you? Oh, all right.
Oh, Marcy.
Oh!
All right. What is your
So
question?
my real question was, so like I grew up watching like The Surreal Life. I saw Corey and Susie get married on TV because it was free for him as long as he did it on camera in The Surreal Life. So my question was just like, if anybody had ever, like if you had ever brought up Susie